The Last of Us is one of those games that through the test of time still holds up extremely well today, and for many is one of the greatest story games out there, but even the biggest fans are questioning why this game is being remade. It hasn't even been 10 years since the game's original release, and Naughty Dog, the developers, are in their words rebuilding it from the ground up, although that's kind of debatable. And the community response to this all has been, let's just say, divisive. In my honest opinion, there's kind of a lot to be concerned about here, which we'll get into, and really, all the leaks have only made it worse. Now the main question is, was this remake really necessary? The simple answer is no, but I can see why they did it. There's an HBO adaptation of The Last of Us in development, so there's a lot of fresh eyes on the series. So they're capitalizing and making the version of the game they always wanted to make, but couldn't in 2013 due to technical limitations. I respect their vision, but there's really a lot of issues to be spoken about. My biggest gripe being the $70 price tag. This all includes the original story plus the Left Behind DLC. But, and this is a deal breaker for many, but multiplayer won't be returning, as Naughty Dog announced they're doing a separate multiplayer game for the Last of Us universe. They're in a dilemma, not trying to overshadow this new game by bringing back the original multiplayer. I get it, but the faction's multiplayer had a community of its own, so it sucks to see that go down the drain. And trust me, that frustration is expressed online by many. So, to jump into the game itself, thanks to a few comparisons by a few channels I'll have linked down below, we can see how the remake looks compared to the PS4 remaster, seeing the really great new facial animations being put into play. The darker shadows create a moodier environment, which is a huge step up in my opinion, but it depends on the art direction you prefer. What you will notice about these comparisons is how similar the gameplay spaces are. There looks to be no new gameplay paths, and the cutscenes and body animations being nearly identical signifies there may not be a ton of new explorable content, but more just simple additions, which Naughty Dog did note a few of in a video of theirs. We got to see a speedrunner mode, character outfits, including a Kill Bill and Uncharted t-shirt, DualSense and haptic feedback, 3D audio, a model viewer for some reason, accessibility options which are always welcome, render modes which is weird but interesting, a photo mode which is awesome, and the final thing they mention is gameplay modifiers, which we don't really know of yet. What many people are hoping for is a few of The Last of Us Part 2 mechanics like dodging or going prone. Two things that really make a huge difference and they haven't been confirmed and probably won't be, and the leakers have kind of reassured that. But hey, speaking of leakers, let's move on to the actual leaks. To start, Naughty Dog has a huge leaker issue, because this game and The Last of Us Part 2 have been leaked like I haven't really seen before. Like they have someone really ticked off over there. Like even the revealed trailer for this remake got leaked early. I really do wish them luck getting that sorted. But anyways, let's get to it. There is two very low quality story clips that have leaked, but they contain heavy spoilers, so we'll get to those last. But the biggest chunk of leaked gameplay happened a few weeks back, where we got 8 minutes of gun combat mixed with some melee and workbench shenanigans. The gameplay overall can allow you to gain some general impressions, but you do have to keep in mind this gameplay could be from an older build of the game. But as I've stated earlier though, the leakers kind of helped settle some expectations. The one responsible for leaking this footage has said there's really only animation and audio improvements, and that's really the gist of it. It surely could be different at launch, but time will tell. So one thing I have to point out about this gameplay is Ellie's AI. It's pretty rough, as you'll randomly see her walking in the middle of a gunfight like she's on her morning stroll, but that's really the worst thing about this gameplay, so that's out of the way. Impixplays upload a few videos that showcase how the color tone has changed, which is something that's been noticeable in most of the trailers. And I think that factor alone has turned some people away from the game, as really in most scenarios the lighting is extremely different. The workbench animation is basically how it was in the second game, but a little more cinematic I should mention. It looks great. There's a few other things like some small HUD changes, but nothing really else worth discussing. So yes, there are two other leaks being in 480p, both being pretty huge spoilers, so skip to here if you haven't played the game yet, because I think everybody should once. But here we can see once again the lighting differences in both of these clips, making things almost stylistically different. And there's some notable framing changes in the cutscenes as well. In the clip with Ellie, I almost believe this is unfinished, as the background looks really empty compared to the remastered version, so hopefully that's tuned up. With the other clip, which fucking hell looks as heartbreaking as ever, also looks a little empty too, but this could be the framing or the darker night aesthetic they went with. I can't truly fault anything until I've played it myself, but it is good to know what to expect with this game, because Sony hasn't really done a great job marketing this thing. And just to make it clear, I'm not happy this stuff was leaked, I never am, but in this situation, I do feel people deserve to know what differences come in this $70 package. And I have to be honest, with all the negativity going around, I'm actually pretty hyped for this. It's been years since I've replayed the remastered version, so it's nice to see it get a new coat of paint. Will I buy it immediately for $70 at release? Probably not. But I'm glad so may get to experience this beauty of a game that's really like no other. I never played the sequel, so no words for that one. But let me know your thoughts about this all down below. And if you want to, then feel free to like this video and subscribe, and be sure to stop by next time. Adios.